I just spent 2 days and stormy nights testing out the Insta360 Ace Pro with all its AI stuff, not for vlogging for a change. What fun can we have with this machine that's not pointed at my monkey face? A lot of it will be pointed at me directly. I'm sorry.
All I want is the perfect camera. All I want is the perfect camera.
I'm having a lot of fun, too much fun, and it's like the ultimate creative tool for these short little clips of mysterious wilderness and bewilderment. You can create such fun, and like if you're riding a scooter, which I'll show you, the sharpness of the background is pretty nice. You can do 8K scooter rides, so like there's a lot to love. Just don't ever point it at your face and talk to someone that you love, because they will leave you immediately. So I may have been a little harsh on the old Insta360. I'm sorry about that, little girl. I just compared you to a DJI that is superior in some ways, and I realized vlogging's not your strength. You're certainly not being destroyed by a 2016 Sony X3000 right now. You're better than that. You came a long way. Today's video is going to showcase the fun things in the Insta360 Ace Pro that are not vlog-like, because this is clearly not what you do best at all. And apparently they are going to make a close focusing filter. I've suggested it to them, so one day maybe it's a little snap-on thing and then boom, you're in focus. Fantastic. You're no Sony X3000, of course, and you never will be, but that's fine. You're not meant to be. You don't need to be. All right, first AI test. I was sitting right here. I put a close focusing filter on the Insta360, and then I just filmed a little thing looking to my left because in mind, I wanted to type a prompt to the AI system that said, whenever I look to my left, I want an owl to look at me. So my idea was like, I'm sitting here, and then I look, and then he looks at me, and then I look back at the camera, and he looks at you as well. That's not at all what I got, but I got some magic.
When I look her in the eyes, I wonder if she's surprised or knows.
As we're going, it does some weird transition-y stuff. We're going all kinds of crazy, and then all of a sudden, there's a completely different looking man coming. There's owls, a lot of shaking, and then boom. Here we have a strange man. We got owls all over the place. I asked for one owl, and there's all kinds of owls all over my apartment. Like, look at that magical tree near my lamp, and it also made my lamp fancier, and my painting has been turned into like a magical bookshelf with like secret scrolls, and there's trees in my mirror, and like these owls are magic. It even put an owl in my shirt. And then like as you go, it changes. There's a tree now, and then like it's erased my painting, but we still have a magical thing near my door. Like a lot of strange things. Like now my painting's an owl. I would really prefer if it was just very much simpler instead of all these flashes. Like it changes every second. It's a very disorienting thing. It's cool, but like just one thing, keep it simple, man. Like as we're scrolling through here, like so many things. Look at those street lamps now at the left. That is hilarious that you turned my lamps into street lamps. Some of my things on the shelf of that bookshelf are now owl related, and like eggs, magical egg. There's a Christmas tree somehow. That other lamp is like so magic. I wish I had that lamp. There's something flying up on my ceiling. So talk about fun. I am in overload of joy just thinking of things I can make, just going to film things out in the world and then create this AI world. The next thing I'm going to show you is the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to me. I've debated not showing you this because AI turned me into like a trans woman. I don't know how you got that. That was not in my prompt. All I said as I ran across the street in slow motion, it works in slow motion, by the way, 4K 120p here. I said, put me in an alien world with UFOs all around chasing me and aliens running after me. And it made me a trans whore.
When I look her in the eyes, I wonder if she's surprised or knows that I wanna hide. I like hiding, I have to panhandle with candles in my hands. Why do people look at me like I'm a mammal? I'm not an animal, I'm wearing sandals, fanboy.
Thank you for turning me into a woman with a spaceship suit, just off in the distance with these planets and moons and little aliens flying around me. Just watches all this stuff change. Like, there's apartment buildings behind me. Look at some of these buildings. Like, my apartment building is on the right side, but it turned it into this futuristic thing. And like on the left is this sphere building, and then this one is like all stairs, very uneven, poorly crafted stairs built by Egyptians up into a pyramid type thing. An alien is running after me, several of them. This one's hilarious because it still like keeps some of my building but turns it into like futuristic weird blue glowing lights, and then off in the distance there's like these just very different looking apartments and little aliens, and then it turns it into the AI. As you can compare the woman versus the man, who will win that race? Nobody wins in the end. How did you think that I looked like a woman? Did the beard not give it away? I made sure to type man in some of my future ones. What the hell, man? Here's one for the babies in the comment that couldn't handle the fact that I used a DJI close focusing filter instead. So now we don't have it, and here we are. Now it should be much more fair. The reason I did that is not to make it, oh, DJI is so much better, like I have an agenda. It's to show you that you can do this on the DJI. As of right now, you cannot do that on the Insta. Although I did bring one, and I will hold it up there just so you can see it. But here is no close focusing, standard, same white balance, 5,500 kelvins on a rainy day. And yeah, Insta might look all right. What are you doing, DJI? How come you never look at me? So you have to hold it up here. DJI, you're up there. Let me show you the difference it makes. Here's the close focusing filter, 52 mil. You can technically have it there. If you don't move much, you might live. So now I should be pretty, oh my God. Good thing I had my hand under, see, you can't. It's just resting there. Okay, next one, I fed a squirrel some macadamia nuts, and he came pretty close to me. I had it on a selfie stick, and I zoomed in on the Insta, so it got pretty close. And so I typed in like demonic squirrel with horns, Satan squirrel. It was evil, but cute.
You and me forever. You and me forever.
A lot of these little images are terrifying. Like, what is that thing on the ground? That little alien spike bomb thing that's gonna trigger him, and this squirrel has all these spikes, and there's fire in his tail and his red eyes. Oh my goodness. And then this, a lot of spikes in the ground, and a little baby squirrel that's morphed, and then he's huge, and I'm scared, and all of a sudden that whole car turned into a squirrel type thing, and his tail's off in the distance, and there's like 5 tails on this body. He's cute, but you have 5 tails, that's not right. And then you're getting way too close to the spikes. What are those? Those are not macadamia nuts anymore. Careful, little buddy, even though you're Satan's squirrel. What is that? That's a giant car squirrel. I don't like him. There's lots of mini squirrels. Oh man, that one's diving into the ground. This ain't right. Nothing about AI is real. What the hell is that? Why does that squirrel have so much spiky armor? I think I did say that. Evil, spiky armored squirrel with red eyes. And my goodness, like, you did it. You did it. Terrifying. Like, what in flying Satan's living room is this? So, I like it. It's cool. I really do wish it was simpler and didn't change every frame. Like, just keep it the same type of theme and have that one giant squirrel moving a little bit. It's only 4 seconds. Just relax. This next one, I jumped into a tree hanging there, and then I gave the AI prompt, make me a monkey man with armor, just evil, in a magical forest. I'm not seeing the magic so much in the forest, but what I am seeing is a scary monkey that terrifies me. with armor and blue fur. That one's even scarier, that guy. What is that? This monkey's all kinds of confused though. He has horns, a cape, way too many hands, but it turned my hand into like a monkey arm. It's hilarious. There's a little baby monkey off in the distance. Oh man. So like this cape, he's met, and then he changes. There's way too many fingers on those hands, and they're backwards and they're crooked, and he has like 3 arms. So like it gets confused quite often. A lot of different monkeys. All kinds of different types of monkeys making all kinds of faces, but in general, it pretty much did what I wanted it to do. Turn me into a monkey hanging there. It didn't do much to the forest. I don't know why there's no like magical forest. It did a better job turning this living room into a forest than an actual forest, but that's AI for you. Right now we're comparing possibly the worst skin tones I've ever seen in my life on the Huawei P40 Pro versus the new king of the worst face acne you've ever seen. I mean, yes, I do have the acne, it's there, but the fact that you enhance it so readily and easily scares me. So like Huawei P40 Pro, if you look better right now, like that's sad. So like obviously we've determined that Insta360 is not a vlogging camera, even though the marketing material is showing a lot of people holding selfie sticks, laughing with their friends on a mountain. They're like, oh, we're in focus, we promise. Are you though? Are you? Huawei P40 Pro cannot be beat, and you have slow motion that destroys this, but you don't have any fun AI movements that I can do, and that scares me for the future of humanity. So smartphone fakeness, that's what they've done in here. It's AI, it's HDR. Usually the camera is more natural than a smartphone. You've made it unnatural, and that I don't love that. So like bring nature back. That's why we use cameras, because it's a natural look. This is not.
Soy boy, you eat too much corn while you watch porn. You're ordinary, like normal people. You're a trend-hopping sheep, but the sheep go sleepless. The meek, meatless.
And that wasn't even the big sensor on the Huawei, by the way. We could have been doing this. Even worse skin tones. Why? Why? HDR will be the death of me. That's what's wrong with action cams and smartphones. It's the HDR effect that turns your face super red. It just changes so much in certain lighting conditions. Your hair ends up red. Insta360 has the red hair disease. Whatever that is, infrared technology, something ain't right. So it's like, we're sick of that. We're done with it. No more. All right, let's take a little break from the AI stuff. I still have 4 incredible clips, even better than what we've seen so far. I clickbaited you to stay with me. You're not going, you're leaving right now. Here's a side-by-side in low light with pure video, the low light mode, versus just normal with that turned off. It is better. It's nice. It's really dark out. They're both walking, stabe's decent. It's decent without the pure video. It's just like AI noise reduction. It does work. Not bad. Now, since we've seen that you're not in focus at handheld or even with a pretty long pole, I decided to get it as far away from me as I could and then zoom in. It's not terribly bad. It's kind of good. If you have decent lighting, I mean, your skin tones are still crap, but like it worked. It's just a pain in the butt to do, and your lav mic wouldn't be long enough to get good audio. Then I switched it out. This is like what the ultra wide looks like. Then we go up, and then I'll switch back again into the zoom mode. Boom. I had to press the button, obviously, just the power of editing, wow. But when you do that same thing in low light, like I did last night, it just increases the noise so much. So it's just like really zoomed in there, but the noise patterns are pretty horrendous. Skin tones oblivious to my hair, and the hair's good. But even then, in low light, if you zoom in post, it does look worse than cropping in camera, so it is a useful feature at times. It just doesn't work in all modes. You can't do that in 4K 120. I think you can do it in 4K 60. Okay, here's another AI. I typed in caveman running in ancient prehistoric Earth with dinosaurs everywhere chasing me, and it kind of did it. It kind of did. At least it made me a man that time. But not bad. That looked actually pretty incredible, if I'm being honest with you. The caveman, it worked, and I was happy with it. There was a lot of dinosaurs. It's just, instead of 100 dinosaurs flashing on and off, how about just 2 actually running next time? I saw a cute little puppy. I typed in Satan's dog with fire and brimstone, with armor, spiky armor, hell, flames everywhere, and it did it. It really did it. That cute little dog became a nightmare demon dog, and I don't even mind that it happened. To wash away our sins, I saw a stairway, and I typed in stairway to heaven with white clouds and angels to save us from that hell dog. Now, when it comes to the skin tones, I just want to show you this example. I saved a picture from a Nikon video, just a Nikon Z30 with the Siriu, one of those 1.2 lenses, versus whatever the hell Insta360 is doing to my face. Like, every little dot, you wouldn't even see those dark spots on my head if you met me in life. But like, it enhances them and makes you uglier than you are. And that's what I don't get. Like, why are you doing that? Just stop doing that. I can look so normal. When I look in a mirror, I'm like, okay, I do have a couple zits here and there. But I look normal, not like that. What are you doing to me? Like, come on. That versus just a Canon image? Like, come on. What did I do to deserve that? Now, when it comes to the time shift, this is something you can do in the app where you create like motion blur on the sides. I did it very modestly. I think this is kind of a waste of time because you can just do it in post and you lose like quite a bit of sharpness when you do this and upload it through the app. Whereas if you just do it in post, it looks better. Here's my effect in post afterwards, and like you can do a zoom blur, so like just the middle is in focus and the edges are being blurred, and you add some motion trails, and like you retain all the sharpness of what's actually in focus. So it's like, it doesn't save you any time to be doing this. Or you can change it to a tilt shift blur and just have a horizontal image plane in focus, and it almost looks like miniature mode. It's a fantastic little thing that you can do afterwards in post, but just like I'm finding it's better than the DJI for this type of stuff. So if you're like a moto vlogger, you're riding your mountain bikes or your motorcycles and it's on your chest or your helmet and you're filming the world, then this is a fantastic little thing. And then you can do little AI moments out there in the field, and that can be fun. Like DJI can't do that, and DJI doesn't even have like the horizon leveling in your time warp mode, whereas this does, I think. Here's just an example of regular 4K video. I just put it on my chest mount. I'm on a scooter, going pretty slow, gonna pass this slow ass, doesn't even have an electric vehicle, it's a bunch of crap, using his legs like a loser. If you speed it up though, like it's sharp. It looks nice, it's pretty stable. There was some jerks, there was definitely some jerks, like I'm turning, I decided to go down this street, boom, like a lot of little movements I was doing, I noticed big jerky things happen, but for the most part, stabilization's good and it's sharper than a GoPro's gonna look. I also tried zooming in and doing this just to have that different focal length. I'd noticed that it was okay, but it looks softer and the stab gets a little shaky at times. Just like some lights flash weirdly. It looks okay, and it's still kind of smooth enough. If you wanted to zoom in though, it's like a different perspective than the ultra wide with your handlebars in the shot. But the coolest thing of all is that when you're on one of these rides, you can just pick a moment and say, okay, let's AI boost this up. So I did underwater with sharks. All the cars are sharks, and there's a red moon in the sky. So okay, so there are sharks flying. A lot of the cars are changing. It's all kinds of... Okay, that was a lot to take in, admittedly, but if you look down at some of the moments, there are flying sharks in the sky. There is a nipple in the moon, like a moon-like nipple. Not exactly what I typed in. A lot of flying sharks. Not bad. I wanted the cars to be sharks, but that's okay. Now it kind of looks like you're underwater a bit. And the cars would change quite a bit. Sharks and moons flying, like they would turn and change directions. You wait for it. You wait for it. These ones up front, the cars are changing into weird, different cars, and they're changing direction, like they're pointed at me now, and there's moons, and one of them looked like he was underwater at some point. There. This one's driving through water, and it's kind of like a shark car. So like it is doing it somewhat, and that's hilarious that it will somewhat understand you. There's a shark car right there. He's in the water. Come on. It's doing stuff. So what it kind of does, that's hilarious that you can do whatever you want. You can dream in real time with the camera, and that's what makes this way better than any camera I've ever had. Just never point it at your face. All right, here's the last AI. I told him to make me a futuristic man in a hellfire world with a flaming torch. It kind of did it. But the stick thing I was holding, that's what I wanted to be on fire. It barely was. It was mostly just the woods. I mean, that is pretty cool. It looks like I'm holding a sword. It is actually... the flames go out, though. They do go out. But the whole forest is on fire. There's lamps. I'm black now. I always knew I could. You saw the dancing. You saw the crip walk. AI knows. AI knows best. It's on fire. Kind of not on fire a lot of the times. I'm holding another one in my other hand, apparently. Didn't even know that was possible. For a split second at least. So just keep it consistent, man. Stop changing the torches. Wow. Albino black guys. I'm all kinds of races. And you... Oh, there's a guy in the back. Wow. And now his head's on fire. That's unnecessary. It feels unnecessary. But, like, whatever. It's an interesting bunch of stuff happening. So it's actually a really fun camera when you couple in that AI. And it's not too hard to do. It's pretty... I don't love that you have to do it on your phone. So I just film something, upload it to the phone, and then edit. It's pretty quick. Like, it's not... It takes, like, maybe, I don't know, 5 or 6 minutes to, like, do the whole thing, and then you export it. It's not, like, a tremendous amount of time. It's just... It's saying, like, you've used 87 of your 90 free trials this month. So it's like, there's going to be a limit. Will that limit get lower and lower? You're going to have to pay for it at some time. It's addictive. I want more. And then it's like, oh, I'm out. Oh, and then you can't use your tool. So I understand they need the servers up and it costs them money to do this stuff. So you get 3 free ones a day, basically. Hopefully it stays like that at least, and then, okay. I could totally do that, because I'm not going to do it every day, and then some days I get 6. 6 every other day. That's a lot of fun. So, well done, 360, huh? Not bad. Not bad to you. So, I'm going to leave. Thank you for buying it through my affiliate links, of course. AI. Huh? It's terrible and terrifying. Stop. It's killing us all. Soon. Subscribe for more videos. AI squirrel. Oh, no.